Welcome to Spade. My name is Conchita Lillian.
The one only Benji Ndolo, call a spade a spade, not a big spoon.
Yes, just factual.
Jumbo. Nice to see you. How's Mombasa?
Mombasa is great, amazing.
Good weather?
Good, oh my God. So
compared
sunny.
To Nairobi?
Oh my God, Nairobi is so cold. Like
yeah,
I like the coast weather. It was really nice. It was good to get out of.
It wasn't humid?
Not really.
Because it's usually too hot,
but
too
sometimes
humid.
It's just raining as well.
Okay.
But you know how it is. Like,
Nairobi's been raining as well, but it's been on the cooler side. I got rained on last week.
Oh, do you have a flu?
I was playing. I had a flu for a single day.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I had a flu, I would not be here. Because those guys, flu gets me bad, but I've strong immunity.
Honest, I feel like the flu gets men so much. Why is that?
Yeah,
like,
flu. I would not leave my house. I wouldn't be here.
Weak with the flu.
Yeah, I become like a kitten. So the mistake I did is I was playing. It caught me in the middle of the course, and I just couldn't stop. Mm-hmm. I paid a heavy price, but we're here. We're good. Yeah.
But at least you had a good time golfing.
Always.
Oh, nice.
Always.
So now, Benji, Chan, tulichapa viboko.
Yeah, so many things happened there. Did you watch the game?
I did watch the game, but
me too.
Couldn't finish it. I just because I had like some meetings. And
I don't understand, Gen Z, why they withdrew the second goal for Kenya. Guys have tried to explain it to me, but I just didn't fucking understand that shit.
I think, to be quite honest,
they said he pushed the guy when he went up.
Yeah.
I didn't really see it.
The VR did not show it?
Not really. I mean, it wasn't like extra aggression.
Someone said the VR was from China.
Yeah, so they withdrew that goal. It was really painful. And then, of course, to me, what was notable was chance of one time and all the anger.
Yes, immediately after.
I actually saw something trending where this guy was like, hata Ruto akuje kwa uwanja, aingize bao ye mwenyewe, alafu ape players pesa, hiyo yote tuta appreciate.
Yes.
Bora tu one time. Lazima tumtoe.
And so that's the thing that was very surprising to me. It's the fact that immediately after, Kenya was defeated, the celebration or the chant across multiple cities was one time. It's like, listen, we haven't forgotten that we're like on a commercial break. And now we're back into
And Conchita, that's why I always tell people that the problem with our old style of politics is it's full of gimmickry. It's built around trickery and gimmickry. So that it's never about the issues.
Yes.
It's never about substance. It's always about, if Pasaris can do this, if I can use Babuino to do that, if I can get Sifuna to say this, if Kimani Ichung'wah can do that, it's like a game. It's a big fat game, which is why everyone was saying that the president saying parliament is corrupt is part of a grand game. Let me just explain this.
Please do.
And so they just feel like if Chan can work out and we show that we're responsible and we can unite Kenya and give money, the substantive issues go away. Now, that's a wrong approach because sometimes the substantive issues, like now the substantive issues, Conchita, we're talking about during ICC.
Of course.
Issues on integrity, issues on rule of law, issues on good governance. There was gimmicks around two tribes, tyranny of numbers, us versus them, etc. Those issues never went away. Today, here we are.
Yes.
Back to square one, talking the issues of 2009, 15 plus years ago. This week, by the way, we celebrate Katiba Day.
Oh yeah,
that's actually tomorrow.
Katiba Day. He announced
that's actually tomorrow.
But you see, that's
actually tomorrow.
That's fine. But
remember, the president did not support the constitution.
Yes, that's what I wanted to discuss. I'm like, I don't understand why the president would declare Katiba Day, yet he was against the constitution. The hypocrisy. This
is a constitution that gave him deputy president position and made him president. He was against this is the constitution that saw him in. So whether he was for it or against it, I think the point is that you could argue that he doesn't believe in it, which is a very big problem. But also he is president under this constitution. And so Katiba Day tomorrow should be a very big day and a very big achievement.
It should be a public holiday.
But it's not. No, it's not even about a public holiday. It should be a very big deal. You know, our constitution gives life to a republic.
But you see, Benji,
But you see, constitutionalism did not take root.
It doesn't take root. Actually, I think, to be quite honest, the constitution in Kenya is just a flower girl. It's just something that is put there to show the world that we actually
tomorrow is
are
Katiba
democracy. And in real sense, if you look at the people in the actual government, they really don't respect the constitution.
Kinasudi. So tomorrow is Katiba Day. I thought it was sometime this week. It's actually 27th is tomorrow.
27th is actually tomorrow.
Yeah.
And because of
so I was saying substantive issues never really went away. And so strip bare the Chan issues.
Yes.
Expose the country to a loss. And people are back to factory settings. And factory settings is Ruto must go, anger against the government, anger against corruption. On my space this past weekend, there was a lot of anger on the space, accusations, counter accusations, sycophantic role by ODM.
Yeah.
Now they say this, but they don't really believe in that. You see, when I'm talking about trickery,
yes,
the ODM MPs who are purporting to support President Ruto now do not believe in his agenda. They never liked him before. They will never like him. They don't understand him. They don't believe in him. All right? But they have been asked by Raila to say things they don't believe in, which is where the differences with Sifuna come.
That's what I wanted to ask. It's more of like right now for me, for
Trickery.
Sifuna and for Sifuna and Babu, we know living the ODM, which I know is very hard. But if they can be able to join a party that is actually fighting for the rights of the citizen, whereby they're not being tricked into this, gimmick, then it could be something that is doable.
So let me answer this way. They're obviously young leaders. They're strong leaders. I know both of them personally. What is really happening is the mistake, and I saw this in a discussion yesterday, and by the way, Conchita, I challenge you to read my first tweet of today. Just search it as we're on air, and then I want you to read it as we segue into the next topic, which is a topic on big or grand corruption.
Yes, of course.
Mwananchi is not innocent in all this state of affairs.
We are to blame.
Mwananchi are not innocent. So one of the things we need to get rid of, Conchita, and this is one of the things you have discussed on our podcast.
I found the tweets.
Certainly, yes, exactly. I'll tell you which one.
Okay.
Certainly on Call a Spade, is the euphoria of political parties. That's one of the big culprits of all this mess, where people just don't look at character. They're just like, oh, this person is in PNU.
I think you're born into it. If I'm to be honest with you, there's a conversation once I had with someone whereby alikuwa like, hey, Baba. I just ask a question. What has Baba done for you? I'm like, you're born into
and he was like, baba yangu alikuwa ODM.
Baba yangu alikuwa mtu ODM.
Mtu wa Raila, ama mtu wa baba ya Raila.
Baba yangu alikuwa mtu wa
So, hiyo ujinga yote, that ignorance is what causes good people to miss the wave.
Yes.
Because there's a wave in Ukambani with Wiper, for example.
Exactly.
There's a wave in Nyanza.
If you're to be honest,
of
and
Orange.
You're from Ukambani, just hold on. If you're to be honest and you're from Ukambani, Kalonzo hasn't really done much for the people.
That's stating the obvious.
Factual. It's very obvious. Go there and see.
Yeah. But 90% is Wiper.
Yes. And Ukambani still remains to be one of the counties that is quite questionable.
Yeah, and underdeveloped. So
underdeveloped a lot.
So the bane of this is it is tribal politics.
Yeah.
It is euphoria, tribal euphoria. And so you hear people saying, if someone like Barack Obama came here,
yes.
as long as he doesn't get the ODM nomination, he could be a great guy, he could be smart.
Oh no.
Ataingia aje.
Angeitwa Chotara.
Ataingia aje.
Chotara, in fact, is not even Kenyan.
Exactly.
But the fact that he actually became like a president of the United States, all of a sudden, we produced, we did this.
I think Chotara was Karaoke Chotara mixed. He was a very light. I don't know if you remember him.
No, I don't.
Do you know why they call them Chotara?
No. Why do they call them Chotara?
That's so interesting that you know the word but you don't know the meaning behind it.
Swahili, unajua pale tulifika Mombasani.
So Karaoke Chotara was Moi's minister who was like 0.5.
So the entire...
So he was a real Cuk with a Cuk accent, but he was lighter than Spence, who was here the other day. Because now his father was Mzungu. So that's why they call pointees Chotara.
Oh my God, just from one guy?
Yeah.
Every single day, I just love,
always
learning.
About,
I love learning.
And I always tell people it's about the details. It's always about the underlying story, yes.
So we'll be right back after the show.
Then we read Benji's tweet and go into
yes. Remember, this is Caller Spade, and we're live from
Spade, not a big spoon
studio.
Yes. And we're back. Call a spade, not a big spoon. Conchita, we'll talk about my tweet.
Yes.
And one thing about communications, allow me to just give this disclaimer before we go in. You know, like on Twitter or X, you don't have to be abusive to make a point. You don't have to always be so rough. So read the tweet that starts with Aden Duale.
Okay. So here we go. So Aden Duale is to William Ruto what Junet Mohammed is to Raila Odinga, and John Michuki was to Mwai Kibaki. What Sharif Nazir was to Daniel Moi. The caliber of an attack dog can be a good indicator of the level of president's thinking. Class dismissed. Politics and government.
Yeah.
Call it a spade. Now, speaking of Duale.
Yeah.
Scandals after scandals after scandals. And one of the questionable scandals that is happening is the SHA Funds Ghost Project.
So before we go into the details of that.
Yes.
Because this is class.
Yes.
This is why our listeners
welcome to class,
exactly.
Guys.
Yeah, pay attention. Mm-hmm. So who was Michuki to Kibaki? Or who was even Chris Murungaru to Kibaki?
That was them.
Yeah. Michuki to Kibaki was the last line of defense.
Yes.
It was not Kenya Defense Forces. It was John Michuki. In fact, I remember him specifically being asked during the killing of Mungiki in Parliament.
Yes.
And I remember like it was yesterday, his response to the speaker. Now, guys like Michuki, I think you know, was a former, just like Gashagwa.
Yes.
Michuki was a former DC or DO in the colonial government. So his training was from that era in the 50s. That's my dad's age. These are guys who did their training, then, and even their mannerism. They're called Anglophiles. Kibaki is an Anglophile as well. I remember Honorable Michuki explaining to the speaker, Mr. Speaker, in Parliament, I'm quoting him, I hear the concerns about the Ministry of Interior's conduct against Mungiki, a proscribed sect.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I want to make it very clear on the record in this house and to all the world to know, I answer only to His Excellency the President, the appointing authority. And I answer to nobody else, especially on matters security. I have given a warning to the families where Mungiki boys come from.
Yes.
We actually gave them an opportunity to leave
and
go back to their rural homes.
But they refused.
What is going to follow? I can be taken anywhere on earth, but it must happen. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've just paraphrased.
The chills, man, just like the chills.
John Michuki.
Putting his voice out.
John Michuki was the last line of defense.
Yes.
And a voice to do what you could argue that the president even couldn't do, because Mwai Kibaki was not confrontational in nature. I knew the man.
He's just a sweet old man.
Yeah, he was not confrontational in nature. So sometimes when the going gets tough and heavy water must be carried, then there's the guys now that can do that. So as we continue giving this context, I won't go into the details of Sharif Nasir of Mombasa, who was Moi's point man and a terrible fellow, along with Joseph Kamodo. I won't go into that detail, but they were just similar, noisy, shrill characters.
Yes.
So let me come quickly to, I think I omitted Uhuru Kenyatta, but Uhuru Kenyatta's attack dog was who?
Fred Matiang'i.
Fred Matiang'i.
Yeah. Fred Matiang'i.
Fred Matiang'i was the last line of defense
Matiang'i was the last
in
line.
President Uhuru's government. And I'll give you an example.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
I'll give you an example, just to draw the commonalities.
Okay.
Fred Matiang'i, because he's a media guy,
Yes.
did two things that I can give quick examples.
Yes, please.
Number one, he forced the digital conversion.
Yes, of course.
Because he gave a deadline which kept being moved and moved. Then the deadline came. And in typical Kenyan fashion, people expected it to be moved.
Of course.
He didn't move it. He stuck to it, and it was hell on earth.
Digital
conversion for all transmission. You're a media practitioner.
I literally, that is what I do for a living. I am in the
second one, because he's a media A media practitioner means that he is also eloquent behind the camera, confident, he can explain things and you can understand.
Yes.
Fred Matiang'i asked the media to ignore Raila Odinga's coronation at Uhuru Park, where he was being sworn in as people's president, to not broadcast it, and that if you broadcast it, there'll be consequences.
Yes.
So, the media, chasing news,
Yes.
took cameras to Uhuru Park,
Yes, they did.
and broadcasted the swearing in of Raila Odinga as the people's president. Fred Matiang'i went to the transmission sites in Limuru after banning the signals.
Yes.
And APs jumped the gate, administration police uniformed armed officers,
Yes, yes.
and unplugged all the transmitters. At the same time, I personally went to Nation to see Linus Kaikai because I know him personally, because he had slept in the office, unable to leave the office because he was facing arrest by commando police officers who had surrounded the building, waiting for him, and also, I believe, Joe Ageyo at Citizen. So I went to see him to just tell him Pole, to understand, to hear his side of the story. And I believe he spent the night there. He spent 3 or 4 nights. And also Junet Mohammed, who is now still Raila's guy. Junet Mohammed also could not leave NTV.
Junet is just...
Yes, because he was he was also just being facing arrest. So I've just given you an example.
Which is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So now let's just...
So that's who Aden Duale is.
To Ruto.
To William Ruto.
Now let's talk about Aden Duale, because there has been a lot of controversies and the current
and speculation on why he can't be let go, etc.
Yes, and also for me, it's the fact that Aden Duale, and I think I said this on one of the or one of our first episodes, whereby Aden Duale is just like sits on a chair, he's moved. Sits on a chair, he's moved. She's always like migrated to different.
So the word is indispensable.
Exactly.
So Aden Duale is indispensable. Now let me once again on call a spade a spade. Call a spade a spade.
Call a spade a spade.
When William Ruto was leaving ODM, you can imagine how chaotic that was.
Yes.
After a fallout with his party boss Raila Odinga, after the issues with post-election violence, the one MP who left with Ruto and who left after igniting and literally blowing up bombs and grenades inside ODM was Aden Duale. Aden Duale is chaotic.
Yes, he is chaotic.
Aden Duale is a rabid, ferocious, vicious attack dog. Aden Duale does not back down. And that's the way it is.
So now let's talk about SHA with the ghost hospitals. Just to start, for example, just one of the hospital, we have the Sipili Maternity and Nursing Home that was shut down 3 years ago after owner George Mbugua was exposed for sexually harassing patients, received nearly 5 million in funds. Okay. Then we have Sumicha Medical Center, which was registered this year. According to the SHA records in April, it received a total of 1.5 million, much more than even the sub-county hospital in that area. And if you look at the Tumiches, actually, the images circulating online, it's actually made with sticks and woods. Then here we have Leiden Hospital in Wajir. And remember, one of the owners, co-founder, is Abdi Mohammed, who happens to be the SHA chairman. So this one received 66 million from SHA. We have, Skovic Healthcare Services in Kapskwony, that is Mount Elgon, which received over 3 million in June from SHA. The facility had also received 2 million in April, and it's between a butchery and a wines and spirit. Guys, you can be able to go and check it. Like this, people have been going on and on, like, you're here, take pictures, put it. Let's see which hospital these are. We have another ghost hospital named
Vampire Diaries by Morora Kebaso has been doing that very effectively.
Exactly.
For a while,
so here we have another hospital called Bameili Nursing Home Limited in Lafayette, Mandera. It's supposed to be located in some area that it's like a no man's land. So it received 37,000 in April, 461,000 in May, and then 2.63 million in June. Another ghost hospital named Kasadamu. It's a medical center limited, received 2.8 million in June. More record placed it in the middle of a forest, and it was opened only this year. So we have another one, like for example, Belgorod Medicare Limited in Mandera, which received 2 million. And the list goes on and on and on and on. And to my surprise is the scripture is still the same. I don't know if you followed the Gist record, the one that shows what's happening. And it was saying how money from the E-Citizen and SHA was siphoned into, and this is alleged, but you can be able to go on X and look it up. So this was alleged that all these accounts, they belong to the current president of Kenya. And if I'm just to read this, because I remember I actually retweeted it, like the amounts are crazy. We're talking in dollars. So my question is, why is Aden Duale? I saw the what is it called? I saw the conference that he did saying, all these things were shut down. Or we've been following this. And I'm like, the question is, why was this allowed in the first place? Where's there no accountability? And then too, he says that all this money was returned. So my question is, why are there no arrests?
Can you arrest yourself?
That's a good question. I'll be like, oh no, Conchita, Kang, oh, you are under arrest.
So I don't want to be overly speculative, but if money allocated from Treasury is disbursed to a ministry, the money gets to the ministry, it gets to the ministry in billions. It's broken down into chunks. 19.9 million, 66 million, 79 million. It's many chunks before it even gets to a billion.
Exactly.
Within no time, these chunks are disbursed to specific accounts. We talked about fake schools here. I think it was something was in Gishu High School, something like that.
The one that costs
that doesn't
drama on our TikTok going viral and all that. But we're calling it a Spade, guys.
So this money is disbursed there. Within no time, it's withdrawn. Isn't it obvious that the persons doing this scheme, running this criminal syndicate, they obviously are not disbursing money randomly in the millions.
Of course.
They are disbursing money to predetermined targets, which then on audit like Vampire Diaries by Morora Kebaso and others, or that type of audit. By the way, the Auditor General's office, I was part of that design, now has such a verification scheme where you go using GPS, etc. It's pretty easy.
Yes.
And you verify that certain funds that went to somewhere in Nyamira, actually, this is a place in Nyamira. You just put the coordinates, etc., and you check and take pictures and say, does this look like 66 million? So obviously, if there are ghost hospitals, this happened under Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, by the way, during the clinics, healthcare scandal, where they were disbursing money to fake clinics, etc. So all these things are. There's nothing innovative or creative here. These are all, it's the old playbook since the Kibaki and Moi days that is just being run with impunity. And obviously it's looting. Looting in the sense that whoever then is receiving that money, there's no hospital, there's no machines, there's no staff, there's no overheads because you're not paying electricity, etc. So this is all money that is going to be gawanyod by 5 guys and they all pocket it.
And all those 5 guys are people who are literally in the government. And these are just people. And you see that
it's a director of this, a director of finance.
There's someone even who said, to be quite honest, like Ruto's cows, they live a better lives than the actual Kenyan people.
Isn't that obvious?
And that is so obvious because at this point, bruv, like, yes, he's your lapdog, but can you keep your dog on a leash?
Yeah, so it's... One thing I must say, though, is the president has not caught what you call like grand corruption in the sense that, so Kibaki had Anglo-leasing.
Yes.
Moi had Goldenberg. Uhuru had, you could argue, SGR, Eurobond.
Yeah.
Ruto has yet to catch a huge ass scandal.
But if I may just, allegedly speaking, and let me just call a spade.
Call it.
How do you say that he's yet every single scandal is linked to him?
Yes, but these are...
It's alleged. We're saying alleged.
From a macro standpoint...
Like you've asked me, how do you...
From a macro standpoint, these are still like small occurrences. I talked about mega scandals. Like Goldenberg brought Kenya's economy down. That's what I mean. 1992. Goldenberg brought Kenya's economy down. And I am not... Do you understand how Goldenberg worked?
Yes, a little bit, yes.
By Kamlesh Patni.
Hey,
so they were removing money from central bank.
Brother Paul!
They were moving money from central bank, making compensations to Patni's company for exporting gold, while in actual fact there was no gold. So he was exporting air and filing certificates, well connected, and presenting the certificates to Mbindio at central bank and getting paid, of course, with the president's express instructions and support and authorization. So this was really, really... So it just looted the central bank almost dry.
But if one thing we have to give it to Patni is that he really knows how to swindle governments.
No, we don't give...
We're not giving it.
We don't give anything to swindlers, yeah.
But let me tell you...
We don't give anything to swindlers.
The art of stealing from the government.
Because a lot of people...
With the government
I watch a lot of documentaries and a lot of investigative stuff. And you hear people saying that so-and-so is an accomplished pedophile. He knows how to attract kids from Belgium to different countries, to Texas, etc. We don't give anything. It was just, I understand what you mean. It's figure of speech. But Patni at the age of 27 almost brought this country down to a crashing halt. And Kina Mudavadi were in those scandals, etc. And that's what I'm saying. For William Ruto, there's no scandal at that level that we've seen yet.
So
if you're an analyst, you have to...
saying that these guys are very keen in terms of like how they loot to make sure the economy doesn't fall down.
Perhaps.
So they just loot to the point where like, hey, it's about to fall down.
Let's chill.
Let's chill.
Yeah, so you have to be very tactical and very strategic. Let's see, the jury is still out on that, but he's not had a mega scandal yet.
But
he hasn't.
All these fires,
but there's also E07, etc. But again, these are many small fires.
I'm trying to look for that.
And the fact that you have to look so hard is in itself questionable.
No, it's because I actually thought I retweeted this because I know.
No, but what I'm saying is maybe there are teams that are suppressing these things on Google and whatnot. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
because it was literally saying in terms of like how the loot, in e-citizen and directly linked to the current president, and the amount of money is a lot. It was more than $425 million.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy. A lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and we all knew SHA, Shuf, Taifa, Doof, da.
Yeah, just whatever the fact that the branding is so off on SHA. It's Taifa Care.
Which is
it's shift, it's what it's
confusing.
that's been so weird. That's been so weird.
So it's to know that Duale has really been caught. All of a sudden the Kenya Master Health Facility Registry website and data just disappeared. For me, it's the script.
So you can see how effective then the Gen Z protests were, because they were very specific, they were very targeted.
Yes.
They really exposed. I mean, Gen Z, they go out and and caricature and characterize so-and-so, this is who he is.
Yeah.
He is a thug, he's a liar, he's a this.
Yes.
So you can see that, unfortunately, we're getting quickly back to the old ways.
Oh, yeah. It is unfortunate.
As Gen Z like to say, and then they use a phone for this, they'll just tweet and put the phone up and say, streets are calling. We'll be right back, man.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Color Spade. Remember, we are live from the Spiderweb studio, and I am here with Benji.
Mimi nakuanga irritated raisi, so you say my name hapo. Nasoma hizi nini? So I was telling you, nikiwa young tu nilikuanga naenda nasoma magazeti, whether zinunuliwe or not, because my dad was not a politician. I would literally and it helped me to be very informed, just to understand things at a different level. And then, of course, now with time, you get to understand now as I'm reading all these things which are in the Standard yesterday.
Oh, yeah. First of all, shout out to the Standard for maintaining...
watu tu najua, watu nimefanya na wao, watu tu na wajua, hata wakiona tu broadcast, they'll even call me like, Benji, kwa nini unaongelea hii na ile? So
no.
It takes some work to have a command of knowledge.
It's fine, but let's give flowers where it's due. And one thing the Standard has done lately is stand on business. Ever since the Gen Z, they're doing what actually a journalist is supposed to do. You're not supposed to be shut down. You see, like we said, sit time,
but is it because But is it because the Moi family doesn't like the president? I'm just saying.
I really don't think so. If you look at this guy is having banter, yada, 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 king, when there is, we wouldn't know. But for us, we know it's the journalist.
Who's having banter?
Work. You haven't seen them when they're having these conferences of theirs and whatever. These guys are always having banter. We see. We see, but we just don't judge. So now speaking of the Standard Group, it recently exposed President Reuters using Parliament to push his agenda over the people's will. So we'll start with there's some WhatsApp messages that was leaked recently on the Standard Group, whereby we have people like MP Osoro. We have, I don't know,
Susan Mangeni, my former desk mate. Hello,
who calls
PS.
himself one term. Like the president calls himself one term. We have people like Joseph.
It's a strategy to dilute the sting. You get,
Irungu, Kangata. The list goes on and on and on. And here they talk about the president's alleged agenda. One being the removal of Gachagua from office. The other one, it's about the Gen Z movement and in terms of how Safaricom and Airtel were put into play, and by slowing down the internet, etc., talking about Starlink. Then here we have...
It's just interesting to me how the Gen Z protests were just so scary. It'll take me many, many years and maybe decades to just get over the shock that came with.
Yes.
And sometimes, young people, again, because of not being so informed, they don't even understand the power they have. You see, they're not very sophisticated. Yes. So sometimes you don't really know what you have. And sometimes you don't really know what you have until it's gone.
And one thing I know for a fact is...
But if you traverse all the different, just the level of shock that accompanied... And I can understand it because, for example, Gen Z protests they're very spontaneous and they were, for instance, full of baddies. Do you know how legit you have to be to have a girl in a Range Rover arrive town at 10 in the morning and leave town at 11 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
Do you know if it was Michael Jackson that had come to perform? Do you understand the crisis meetings that were being had? Because Kenya was trending worldwide, countries were giving solidarity with Gen Z by dancing and singing Anguka Nayo. In Philadelphia, I'm talking about the ones I saw. Washington, New York, Tokyo, London. So can you imagine as an MP how you feel? You're an elected MP. You're an elected MP.
Let's go
so
back.
I'm Kimani Ichung'wah.
Let's go back to...
I'm Kimani Ichung'wah. I'm looking on my phone.
Yes, let's go back to this.
I'm looking on my phone. Yes. That's the context within which we're talking about WhatsApp.
If we're to look at it...
That's why they're talking about on WhatsApp, because I've just looked at it. They're talking about... Do you remember? So let me just read one of the ninis on WhatsApp. Let me just read one of the ninis on WhatsApp. Let me just read actually the first one.
Is it
let me just read it.
Or which one?
No, let me just read the first one.
Project 22. The WhatsApp group is called Project 22. Alleged, guys.
Yes, Aaron Chariot.
Yes.
Control is what you should be concerned about. It's important to remember that many existing local internet providers, including Safaricom, blah, 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 control is the important thing. At the height of Gen Z protests, we managed to slow down internet. And I emphasize the end of the sentence. That saved the day. You cannot do that with Starlink. So that's right here.
I'm looking at it.
And that's why I'm giving the context.
From Qatar.
That's why I'm giving the context.
It was replying to Qatar. Okay,
yes, that's why I'm giving the context of how, I don't want to use the word traumatized. So you're an MP, you're a sitting MP, and you're following and seeing what has been happening day after day. Because you see also how the protest work is. They announce, we'll do a protest on Thursday, or we'll be back on Tuesday. And you're literally helpless until now when they're thinking of mobilizing goons.
They're thinking, yes, and the goons have been mobilized a lot. And for me, what I hate is they're using the God's name in vain. We thank God. What are you thanking God for? They're in office. People.
They thank God. We thank God. I mean, I don't wanna be anybody's defense, but we thank our Almighty God for bringing us this far. You are the president. Raila is not the president. Raila is not the president. We trust God in all situations.
Oh my God.
And commit our nation to Him in capitals.
Where the nominee for president, for the deputy president to consideration and vote.
I've just forwarded the name of what I want. So here they're quoting HE. So here they're quoting HE. Yeah. So this is his. So why wouldn't you thank God?
But
Ruto is the son. Ruto is the son of nobody. So if he can be able to remove a billionaire deputy president, na eke president anataka, na achukue Raila amkunje, atuchukue Raila amkunje, right?
Oh my God.
Right?
Yes.
Na he dodged kutolewa kwa ofisi.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you thank God?
To be quite honest, for me, it's how Sakaja is talking about Gachagua, and he's just like, 3 months? Some of us we've been put, it's been about 2 years. Okay, I'm just exaggerating.
Yeah, I remember Sakaja and Gachagua fighting in public. If you follow news,
I do remember.
If you follow news, all this context is always very easy. I remember Sakaja and Gachagua fighting in public, and Sakaja tweeting in public, Your Excellency, you have my number.
Yes.
If you have an issue, it was about all these traders, etc. Call me.
I remember that one.
Because they're not age mates. So the governor could not. He was just like, Your Excellency, if you have an issue with me, just call me.
Lakini tumesema sasa tuogope president. We are leaking. We are even leaking WhatsApp group messages.
I've worked with most of these people. So.
Whereby right now we're looking at how you look at him kusomea MPs and then bam ndio hii. Like you guys in cahoots, you've been doing this. We know the script. The script is the same.
So kuna mali wanakosana.
Ni wapi wanakosana?
And we've talked about that before on the podcast. There's somewhere we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I've talked about Ruto's aggression.
Yeah.
I've talked about the president, like he has a savage side. So I was actually with an MP. I met an MP yesterday. I don't say which one.
Yes.
No. He's just an old friend of mine.
Okay.
And I said, what's all this about? And he's like, frankly speaking, PGs are not done in this way, because usually what happens is you do a PG or we convene, the media cover, then they walk out and we do a closed door. But we didn't expect this, and the media were right there. And the president's language and tone, we were all shocked. It was an attack. And we've talked about that on this show.
We have.
That's his style.
We have.
And actually, the context within which you put it, Conchita, was, I'm a consumer of intelligence at a very deep level. So he has specifics on what is going where, you know, which governor got what, from where, etc. And then he was mad, and that's his style. And Raila was in the room. Raila was in the room. Just sitting there.
Yeah. He's keeping a record of where the chum-chums are going.
Yeah, he's a commander-in-chief.
It's a lot of
So it's a very big attack. It's a massive attack. And the MPs are still digesting and trying to figure out what happened. Remember, MCs have the constitutional capability to impeach a president. They have the constitutional capability to impeach a president, as they did the deputy president. So that's within the context that we speak. And if the MPs are not able to impeach the president, Conchita,
yes,
that in itself is evidence and speaks to the power that the president wields. The president wields, even in this new constitution, even with whatever arrangement, almost unlimited power. That's the fact.
I don't think someone needs to have such kind of control, especially considering that we know
But
the
what do
history.
you do? But what do you do?
But we are the people, I've got no...
That's why we had protests.
Yeah, that's why we have protests.
So
the fact that
on call a spade a spade. You know, us, we don't come here to preach. We call a spade a spade.
Based on facts.
There is nobody in Kenya, in the Republic, above the president. Not a former president, not a leader of opposition, not an archbishop. There's nobody, not a speaker. No, actually, even the speakers that are all there are handpicked by the president.
But I don't know.
So this is the situation as it is.
Speaking of speaker, and mark this conversation, I think in a few weeks' time we will come to talk about it. Wetangula, there's something going on. There's something. But anyway, let's not deviate from the conversation.
Yeah, Wetangula has a lot of issues and a lot of baggage. That's a fact. Wetangula openly and unashamedly talks to MPs openly and publicly and privately.
I've seen it.
Asking them to help His Excellency the President.
Yes.
They don't sit.
He begs.
They don't sit in Parliament to execute the people's agenda. Remember the motto for parliament, Gen Z motto ya parliament ni nini? For the just,
crickets,
for the welfare of society and the just government of men, which nowadays I think they changed to the people. But you see, men means figuratively all people.
Sure,
God created man for the welfare of society and the just government of men. So Parliament does not really sit. And last week when they expressed opposition to the president, if I can quote even smart MPs like the one who left ODM and got elected, the one in game, what's his name, the short lawyer guy, he was like, the president comes to us, he says, pass for me SHA, pass for me affordable housing. He writes us a memo,
and that was
we pass for him. We are wondering what the problem is.
And that is one of the conversations that was happening on the leaked WhatsApp group.
So they are not at his sitting trying to see what the people want.
If you look at what was the agenda that was being pushed was SHA, affordable housing. The other one is which one? Gachagwa's impeachment. All this is something you can see on the
David Ocheng is his name. So they're not saying that us as MPs we try to see what to do for Mwananchi. No, he's like, we sit here and take instructions from the president. So even now they've been very careful even in voicing outrage.
They can't.
They really haven't voiced outrage.
They can't. They know the consequences.
There you go.
They know the consequences. And that's speaking of consequences. Gachagwa's return, what was that? I was away and here Donald shut down here and there.
It was chaotic.
Goons.
So today he's talking to Citizen TV this evening. Sijui Gen Z hiyo ni saa ngapi? I suspect 7:00.
Okay. He's about to give us the speech of what happened.
It's a national address, So that usually just is going to bring the whole internet down.
Of course they're going to shut it down. I'm so
it's
sure
going to shut it down.
May have an issue, guys. So
it might not, even if it doesn't have an issue, he's just gonna shut down the airwaves. Because he's a gifted commentator. Gachagua, like his former boss, is also vicious. This is why they made such a good. That's why he was picked. We've talked about this on this show many times.
So we're just looking forward to his
So now
speech
it's
today.
now a matter of a vicious man going against another vicious man with whom they viciously hunted together.
Ah, my God. I keep on saying this. Like, this is just too much.
Monotonous.
Restaurants. Shush. Like,
you can imagine the things he's going to say.
Oh, I can't wait. Anyway, we will
William
be back
Ruto is running a criminal enterprise, state as a crime scene, blah, blah, blah. Those are the things he'll say. You know, I have a 10-year-old daughter of mine, Step. And she put something on my phone. We're very close, extremely, called Roblox.
Yes.
And you know how kids are when they want something, man. She's like, please, can I? So she had asked me for a while.
Yeah.
So she put it. And actually, the day she put it, I was driving. And she just, you have facial recognition. So she did, and it caught it and boom. And later, I'm like, how did you put this thing on? No problem. Then last week, she was like, can you pay for me this? So I did. But come to find out, Roblox, which is an international networked game, also has a chat function.
Yes, it does have a chat function.
Which obviously has predators, which has so many risks.
Yes, and that's...
Because I also have another friend who has a 12-year-old, and, one day I'm looking at the phone and there's someone who says, hi, sweetheart, you are so pretty. And she's a preteen. So, so now for me, after you gave me the clarification today...
Well, yes, when I gave you the clarification, I know.
Yeah, I just started calling around and, people need to, sometimes, honestly, and I'm guilty of this.
We need to educate
I don't know what these things are, man.
We really
I'm
need to
guilty of this.
people.
I don't understand this stuff.
We need to educate people and...
your kids can be with predators right under your roof.
To be honest, actually how this all started is from a YouTuber called Schlip, something like that, whereby he exposed Roblox chats, chat rooms with predators, and instead of Roblox actually assisting him into, for the accountability of the predators, who apparently like 6 of them have been arrested, they literally sent him a cease and desist letter So now
because usually that's what they do. They become defensive.
So he talked about the letter, and it just went viral. And as we're speaking, currently they have lost more than 12 billion in the stock markets.
Dollars.
That
is
and
crazy.
Let me tell you, it is so bad because right now when you go to look at the Roblox or some of those charts, it is crazy. It is
so first of all, let's go step by step because this is not a long segment.
Yes.
What is Roblox? It's on my phone and I don't know what it is. It's a game of
so
what? Just explain because I don't know what it is.
It's just like a small just blocks that it's crazy. It's just like a game. Kind of like a Roblox, and kids love that shit.
I know, but why?
That shit.
Why?
So today in the morning, 5 a.m., I usually wake up by 5 in the morning. So when I'm going through this, I'm seeing Roblox, and I remember my child is always on Roblox. So I go and I'm like, let me go pick up her phone. And I'm like, it's not only Roblox. There's another one called CAI. And I'm seeing there's a chat room, and the chats are there, it's adult content. And this is on
full adult.
This is on my daughter's.
Yeah, that's illegal.
This is illegal, and that's why I was even.
It's
asking.
immoral.
And my child is not that old. My child is 12 years, and I'm looking at it, and I'm going through it, and I'm thinking, what the actual fuck?
So first of all, was your hand like all in her face?
No, why would I put my hands in her face? It's 5
What
in the
is
morning.
she doing
It's 5 in the morning. You just take this thing, and this is what I'm talking about.
And does Roblox also say this is PG-18 and stuff like that?
No, that's where becomes the issue. It's more of like when you look at people like Roblox, when they were asked about this, the first thing they're saying like, oh, we've just made it like, people, if you're not, I don't know, certain age until 18, and then there's a certain room that you have to be allowed when you're like around 17, yada. So this thing is causing major fallout. Parents have been complaining about it. Right now, I think the attorney for Louisiana is there. No, politics are being,
played out.
Yes, no. They actually, like we said, it's been banned in Qatar. It's been banned in China. So it's more of like now people are like,
yeah, but some of these are retrogressive countries.
Exactly. But you see,
but Roblox should have done a better job. I mean, you don't want a 12-year-old in an 18-year-old room. Never.
I'm telling you, if you look at some of the rooms, it's crazy. And you sit down and you're wondering, kids love this shit. So right now, as a parent, hi buena, get your kids like the phone. For me right now, my daughter is not allowed on any smartphone for a period of time because I have to figure out how to block so many.
Thanks for the information. I'm gonna take some action, and I already have begun this morning.
Every parent needs to start watching their kids' Roblox, just see what they're talking about. You'll be so surprised at the shit that goes down.
Yeah.
And some of this thing they don't even know.
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell? And now it's so bad.
Like I had no idea whatsoever.
So because now you find people there, like kids have their own issues. They trust a stranger to talk about it. This is a total predator. And they're being preyed on. And Absolutely. It's crazy. And like pedophiles, the way they are, they just
and they teach you stuff. Yes. I mean, you're an innocent kid. A predator is like, okay, so I'm going to meet you tomorrow at 4:00.
Then I'll show
you. I want you to wash first.
To love you. I want
yes.
to hug you. Yes. You're going through a lot.
Yes.
Bro,
yeah.
A traumatized kid until I don't know it.
I want you to take this off. I want you to do this. Yeah,
share this with me.
Yes.
It's crazy.
I want you to take a picture of this and send it to me.
For me, right now, every single parent in Kenya or in Africa,
bad.
Please just take your kids' phone if they're on Roblox.
That's
just
terrible.
check what they are looking at, and especially the anime fans. Like my kid is an anime fan, character and all that.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Trust me, there are a few things you have to be on the radar. Like I am from the technology kind of
exactly background
and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm always like on the radar in terms of like what is there.
Yeah, and kids are so innocent. When I first heard about Roblox, it was from my friend's 12-year-old, and she's like, Roblox. And sometimes now the instinct for men, because men are built different from women, is to keep the kid calm and not disturbing. Is like me, my instinct is just to give. Oh, you want Roblox? Sure. You want money?
No.
That's always the instinct. That's how fathers are.
And also, the ministry,
also
the Ministry of ICT needs to start regulating some content that belongs to the kids that are being allowed here in the country. That is a conversation I would love to have with what is his name? Waziri. Yes, I would love to have the conversation with him in terms of like what.
ICT is Kabogo.
It's Kabogo.
I'll give you his number and you can call him. You haven't spoken to him yet? No. He's not your friend?
He's not my friend.
He's just a hip, cool.
But I'd love to have such kind of conversation because I am from the technology background. So it's more of like we need to figure out how to stop this because I ain't trying to raise a kid who's traumatized.
No, you ain't.
Yeah, I ain't doing that. Anyway.
Remember our friends in Lavi from Reportage Properties?
Yes.
Yeah, what's his name? Talks to him a lot. So remind me and I'll have you...
That is okay.
Through him, talk to him and... Kamu will be happy to meet you. You know, I'm not his spokesman. He'll be happy to meet you. He'll come on the show.
Yes, I really need to know, like, in terms of, like, we need to have a segment for technology. And for that reason, I will be able to bring in, like, one of the IT experts just to see how we can be able to not to control, but to manage some of these things.
Where does ICT sit? I'm trying to think where Waziri sits ICT. ICT would be Ministry of Information and Technology. Not Transcom House. Transcom would be transport. We'll find him and figure it out and pay them a visit.
Benji, unfortunately, that's the time for today.
Yeah, today was hectic a little. Welcome back.
Thank you.
All the best to us. Genzi, asante.
Genzi with the good hair. Every single time I say that, people are like, country. I'm like, that hair.
Yeah, just put on a picture and they'll see.
Once again, remember we are live from the Spade studio. My name is Conchita. Until the next one. Bye-bye.